Hello, friends, and welcome to This Week at Little Hills as we continue to look at 52 verses from 52 books in 52 weeks. This week, we're going to look at First Chronicles, and we're going to look at the very first verse. It says, Adam, Seth, Enosh, Kenan, Mahalalel, and Jared. That doesn't seem like much of a verse to talk about, does it? And a lot of times we go right past First Chronicles because it doesn't seem like a lot for us to make sense of. It seems like all those names, they kind of drown out the meaning, sort of like this rain is drowning out me trying to talk. But you know, the thing is, this rain, if you're just focused on how loud it is right now, feels like it's in the way. It's just drowning things out. But of course, if you're trying to grow plants like our garden at Little Hills, and of course, just in general, our survival as humans, we depend on things growing that we can eat that survive because, in part, it rains. We realize that the rain's actually a part of a bigger story. Well, Adam, Seth, Enosh, and all the others listed in First Chronicles, they're also a part of a bigger story. It's one of the reasons I love that we're going through First Chronicles right now in our Tuesday night Bible study. Because it reminds us that all those things that happen in the Bible, they're not just individual events. And all those names, they're not just drowning out a story that we want to hear. They're actually essential. They plug into the bigger story that keeps us alive. That story of redemption that God gives us in the Messiah. So if you're trying to figure out how the storm of those names fit into the bigger story of life, including yours, you're trying to figure out how your own storms fit into that bigger story. Well, that's what we do together as believers when we come together. And I hope you'll join us at 5:30 p.m. on Sunday nights when we have our Sunday night worship in person or online. Online every Monday night at 7 p.m. for Steadfast. We continue to dig in God's Word. Right now we're looking at Matthew, starting on chapter 9 this current weekend and moving through that whole segment of miracles that Jesus does in Matthew 8 and 9 on Sunday nights. And we're looking at Proverbs, thinking about God's wisdom for living on Mondays. And then, like I said, we're going to First Chronicles on Tuesday nights at 7:15 p.m. All these times are Central Time, so just convert if you're elsewhere. You can join in from anywhere in the world. And as we look at these things, we start to see, well, those big showers, the lighter rains, the blue skies, all those different times, they come together to form the ecosystem of God's salvation. They're not just names drowning out the little bits of story we can pull out. So I hope to see you at those things. I hope this encourages you. And I'll see you again very soon.